So, how's everybody doing? Let me get rid of this banner. I got to tell you something. While I do this video reaction, wait for a few more to get in here. Yes, I did get your fire. That tag, that was wild. Pitbulls, Patriot, WS6 Handyman. What's up? Jack, what's happening? We Nevada. You know, we try to think that, you know, maybe Gen Z is not as bad as we think or whatever. But honey badger, I'm going to see what we got here. Honey badger, what's happening? Pitbull, what's happening? Austin reacts. So you like to think that things are going to get better, right? You think, well, things aren't as bad as we think they are, right? Well, while I'm doing this video reaction to this video, this Scooby-Doo episode, go to that video and read some of the Crack Squad comments. It'll make your heart hurt for humanity. To think that these people are the next generation that's going to be running things. It's frightening. They lack common sense. For a generation of people to grow up with the world's knowledge in the palm of their hand, meaning they can verify everything that's told to them in a matter of seconds, and they don't do it, and they're just gullible as shit and just believe anything they're told, and will argue till they're blue in the face over something they've never once fact checked. The comments under that video, this video I'm about to react to, are frightening. Absolutely frightening. Nobody from my generation would have ever watched a video like that and ever took a syllable of it seriously. They'd just been laughing through the whole thing. But man, this generation, I just got to say it. Gen Z, you're so damn stupid. You don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Let alone if a Scooby-Doo episode's real or not. And from what I gathered from watching this video, I just want to give you well, maybe we'll wait till we get into it. Be bigger surprise. Just to remind everybody again, you know, Crack Squad's big claim to fame, the bull crap charges that were put on me because Rusty Truck Picture pestered and lied to the police are gone, over with, done. Famo, zilch, nada, hoo-ha. In whatever order you would like. Okay, let me pull up the video. I'll pull up the video. Let me check something here. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Woo-hoo! You guys remember this? Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Upchurch too. Crack Squad's gonna get ya. Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Upchurch too. They're all gonna fucking sue ya.
God damn it, I love that. All right, let me get the video. Quit messing around here. I want you to know that I'm still, I want to believe that he knows Crack Squad's dumber than dirt and he's just trolling them. But would you troll to the point you're getting sued? I don't think so. I don't think you would. And he doesn't ever crack a smile. So I got to think that he believes every word of this shit. And if that's the case, you know, I got to tell him, quit running my pile. All right, get the video there. Focus. Stop that right quick. Yeah. And we're going to go. Yeah. All right. The first thing I want to say is to Mr. Upchurch, Ryan, dude, I'm really sorry that you don't have any friends that care enough to tell you the truth. That you just got a bunch of yes boys that tell you what you want to hear. And they don't have the courage to tell you when you're fucking up or when you're making a fool of yourself or when your breath stinks or, you know, you got body odor or the shirt you got on looks stupid. I'm sorry you don't have anybody like that in your life, not even a girlfriend. None of them will tell you the truth. They just tell you what they think will make you happy. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up like Michael Jackson. You're just going to be a complete and total fucking weirdo because you've never had to conform to society because no one's ever put society's expectations upon you. You know, if I made a video like this one you just made, all of my friends would have been like blowing the phone up, telling me to take the video down, that I'm an idiot and what the hell am I doing and all that. And then sadly, while I'm doing this reaction video, just peer over there at the comments under this goddamn video. And I'm telling you, you'll fear for tomorrow. These people think he's like onto something here. And it's just complete madness of the nth degree. All he does is create a clue out of nothing and then conflate the clue and then go find random shit that might support the clue he invented. And none of it is accurate. None of it is grounded in anything. Hey, Harlow Blonde, I'm going to put a wrench on you there. Hold on. I forgot to remember how to do it. Got to remember how to do it. Oh, I got to go into the live stream on YouTube. All right, that's what I got to do. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. And there you go. Welcome aboard. All right. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now we can get started. I just want you to know that no Hanna-Barbera characters were harmed during the making of this video review.
What is up, Creek Squad? How y'all doing tonight? So, I noticed a lot of people watched the Make America Realistic Again video, so I decided to make a part 2. Now, I don't really know what kind of genre or classification this video would technically be. I guess it would kind of fall along the lines of technically a theory video or a conspiracy video, but it's really not because it's based on my own interactions in actual life and things that I've experienced for myself firsthand. Now, people who've been following me for a while already know this, but for those of you that are just now getting here, don't know me that well yet, your boy has been dragged into court a shit ton over the years. Here's the odd thing. I haven't lost any of these cases.
Lie. Okay, see, this is the problem with Upchurch. Okay, he lies. Okay, and then he builds an entire narrative on top of the lie. He conflates something, and then starts to build a bullshit theory on top of his own conflation, and these blind loyalist fans of his that are too dumb to know what day it is never challenge it, and they just believe it. Okay, he has not won every case. It's public knowledge. You can go to the Cheatham County courthouse records right now and see that he has not won every case. He's only won one, just one, and that was with Nicole Arbor. But he won 2 incidences with Nicole Arbor. One was thrown out, the other one he won. Okay, that production company that sued him, he had to settle out. The artist that sued him for damaging the paintings, he had to settle out. The guitar player from Dirty South, he had to settle out. That's the times he's been to court. Besides him taking his own mother to court over a fantasy of $25 million that she didn't steal $25 million. A toddler could figure that out by now. She never left Ghost Ranch. All she did was do Ryan's shit all the time. Ryan dumped all his responsibility off on her, and she was trapped there. Where the fuck would she have went through $25 million? Use your brains. She was living with B. Luce, Ryan's manager, as boyfriend and girlfriend. He would have known every damn dime she spent. It's all a bunch of bullshit. In his head, the same as what you're about to hear is in his head. So I want to start right off by saying, Crack Squad, that is a lie. He has not won every court case. It's a lie. Now let's go. So we're not even a full minute into this video, and he's already lying to you blatantly.
Never. So, like, what's the point, right? If anything, a lot of these people that have took me to court owe me money. And they've...
Lie. Only one person that lost to him, Nicole Arbor, owes him for the legal fees. No one else owes him anything. Go to the Cheatham County Courthouse records yourself. Don't take my word for it. So that's 2 lies, less than a minute into the video.
Never paid it. Probably never going to, right? It ain't about the money or none of that. It's about, why is this happening? If you're taking me to court, dragging it out, losing, and then disappearing.
Why don't you ask yourself that question, Ryan? Why aren't all these other people being sued all the time? It's just you. And no one went into hiding. Nicole Arbor just ain't paying you. That's all. Nobody's hiding. All the other people, you settled out and gave them money. You settled out of court. You settled out of court with the promo company you stiffed. Left them holding the bag, and you didn't show up for a gig you scheduled. Left them sitting there holding the bag. Felt like they ought to just chew it because you're you. And they hauled your ass into court, and you lost. Period. Keith absolutely did write the guitar riffs in Dirty South, and you owed him the royalties for that. And so you had to settle out, and you're paying him royalties the same way you got to pay Johnny Cashville royalties. Stop lying to your fans, Ryan. They're stupid and they believe you.
What's the point? I'll tell you the point. The point is credibility. And it ain't just me that gets dragged to court for absolutely no reason and then gets a bunch of time wasted and then nothing happens. It's like a biding time thing. And, you know, we've seen it with Alex Jones. We've seen it with Johnny Depp. We've seen it with Trump. We've seen it with... a lot of...
He thinks he's involved in a conspiracy with Trump and Alex Jones.
people on the internet, but it's to just only attack the credibility. That's it.
No, Ron, you're being sued by the Rodney family right now because you accuse them of being thieves. You accuse them of being involved in selling young folks for adult activities. You're being sued by Ickadmel and his family because you did the same thing to him. You doxed him, used his real name, used his real address, and even his phone number from your channel, and said that he was involved in selling young people for adult activities because he had a purple neon light, and that you could re-scramble the letters of his name and misspell the word sell. And that meant he must be selling little people. That's what you did. That's why you're being sued. Just letting you know.
So what does that tell you? It's because something they said, their opinion on something, or something they noticed and told everyone. That's why they're in court. Because the headlines are discrediting. The news is discrediting. How do I know? Because I've been in plenty headlines and I've been on the news a lot. But here's what I want to know, and it seems
that's a lie.
A lot of other people want to know. Who are these people? Or what is this group's name that doesn't like when Americans have credibility?
The they. Find out who the they is. He has located they. And he's going to tell us who the they is. They lives. You know where they lives at? They lives about an inch above the right eye and about 4 inches back. That's where the they lives. Just so you know.
Who are they? And why are you so mad? Whose plan is being figured out? And why, when us Americans talk about it to figure out who the fuck's doing this to us, and
don't put the rest of the country in your conspiracy horse shit. Don't say we, say I. Ain't nobody else on this trip.
Making us fucking broke and trying to discredit all this. Why does the news slander you? The newspaper? Aren't these supposed to be our people? Isn't this the American news? Isn't it an American newspaper? Okay. Well, why when an American is smart and figures out something,
he thinks he's solving a case that don't exist? I want you to carry that important fact with you through this nightmare. He thinks he's solving a case where there is no case. Just chew on that.
And tells other Americans, then it's a fucking problem. That is suspicious. And I'll tell you why it's suspicious. This whole Kylie Rodney thing. Why am I still in court for this? This is just an example. We're not.
You want me to tell you why? Because I know why. You slandered them, Ryan. This family had one of the worst things in the world that can happen. They lost a child right in the prime of her life. 16 years old, just got her driver's license. And she died in a tragic auto accident. And you made a fucking mockery. You made a mockery of her life. You made a mockery of her legacy. And you accused her parents of stealing GoFundMe money from a GoFundMe account that wasn't associated with them in any way, shape, and or form, and faking having a child. But then you said the child was actually another girl. So there was a girl, but that girl really wasn't missing. And then you said that Kylie Rodney's grandfather was Kylie Ross's dad, and there's 30 years age difference between them. And then you said that it was all tied into the Gabby Petito case, and that Grandpa Rodney was Brian Laundrie's dad. That's why you're being sued. Just so you know.
I'll talk about it a lot. But I'm going to show you something so you know, and can you grasp what I'm saying? So I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with this Kylie Rodney case, right? Okay. Well, here's the only problem.
Now, Crack Squad, he told you guys a month ago that this got thrown out, that he called their bluff. Now he's telling you he's spending hundreds of thousands. It's going to get way worse for him when that California jury listens to the nonsense coming out of his brain, accusing these good people of all kind of horse shit.
It seems that I have busted some shit wide open by even paying attention to this for 2 seconds. Because if you think about it for what it is, they're like, hey, we're taking you to court and suing you for having an opinion on an internet TV show.
That's another reason why you're being sued. Ryan, there was no internet TV show. Some parents got up in the morning and realized that their 16-year-old child did not come home from a party she went to. And they reported her missing. They appeared on a news report holding a picture of her saying, if you see our child, please let the police know. They didn't ask you to investigate. They didn't want any of you true crime people messing with anything. You're supposed to just look at the flyer, and if you see the girl, you call the police and say, I saw her. Or if you know something, you call the police and you tell them you know something. They don't want you doing all the shit that true crime channels do. Nobody does. No family likes that shit. It's a horror story. And there was no TV show, just a news report about a missing child. Where are you getting TV show from? This is what happens when you surround yourself with people that are afraid to tell you no. That's why Ryan here can say anything he wants about Johnny Cashville, and Johnny Cashville can't ever say anything back. He can say anything he wants. He could look in his camera and tell every one of his fans that Johnny Cashville's a thief, stole all his studio equipment. He never has to apologize for it. And Johnny Cashville cannot even make a video saying it's untrue. But him and Ryan are friends. Just, I want you to know that. They're tight.
Do what? Not sure, that sounds goofy. But here's what you don't see. Do you want to see what I have figured out when I started looking into this? It seems like there's some sort of underlining language.
On the record, no. Nobody wants to know what clues you concocted and then built some whack hypothesis off of your concocted clue. Nobody wants to hear it. Unfortunately, a whole bunch of people heard it. And a whole bunch of people are repeating it. That's why you're being sued. That's why you're going to lose big time.
Which on Google Earth. And yeah, it does sound crazy, but here's what's actually crazy. First off, it's designed to sound crazy. So when you do figure shit like what I'm about to show you out, there is a auto-discrediting ideology about it. Instant.
So I want you to pay attention to what he just said. Okay. He said that Google Earth Inc., a for-profit organization that mapped the globe, both from satellite imagery and from putting cameras on top of about 200 cars and driving up and down every credible street. And what do I mean by credible street? Well, streets that have an address on them. It's just a mapping tool to find your way around. And it's used for GPS systems. Like, I don't care what GPS system you purchase. It originates with data from Google Earth Inc. They own the satellites. They're the ones that mapped everything digitally. And what he's telling you is that company is involved in some kind of a conspiracy to confuse the American people. And that under the Google Earth software package is this program that's built in to confuse you. Let's continue.
The people who don't have time are like, you're crazy, you're crazy. Therefore, it condemns the people who are actually finding shit out and using logic to try to tell people. And
here's a typical Ryan Upchurch clue. You're walking down the street and you find a purple basketball. You pick the purple basketball up and you type purple basketball into Google Earth or Google Image or Google Search. And Google Search, all Google Search does is scour the internet for any document that has the word purple basketball. So if it finds a document somewhere on the internet that contains the two words purple and basketball, it will return that as a search return. And he'll click on that and swear up and down that that website's associated with that purple basketball that he found, when it couldn't be farther from the truth. There's just a website out there somewhere that has the words purple and basketball on it. They don't even have to be together. One can be at the beginning and the other one at the end. It could be talking about Purple Haze, wrote a song about airplanes, and then went and played basketball. Right? But that's now one of his clues. Just so you know.
Only people who don't think it sounds crazy are people who have enough time to look into it. Look at our world. It's designed to not have time for anything. You do the math. Once again.
So it's all big conspiracy. There's never time to do anything. So you can't look into this underlying software that's built under the Google Map system to confuse you for some reason. Maybe he'll tell us the reason.
Why am I in court? Because I had an opinion on a TV show, or because I found out something?
Where in the fuck is he getting this TV show from? Where's he getting a TV show? It was a news report about a missing girl. Nothing else was official. None of the true crime stuff on the internet and the idiots out there making up their own theories, didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground, didn't know what they were talking about, doing all kind of wild speculating and shit. None of that was anything official. Parents reported their child missing. The police put together a volunteer search team. They searched for her. They did not find her right away. Happens all the time. How's that a TV show? Wasn't a TV show for them. It was a fucking nightmare.
So check it. The people who are taking me to court over the Kylie Rodney case.
Ryan, it's not people taking you to court over the Kylie Rodney case. It's her parents and her grandfather that are taking you to court. And then Mel is taking you to court. Two separate people, because you slandered them both and said some really, accused them of some really heinous stuff. You didn't say allegedly. You didn't say my opinion is. You told your low IQ fan base that these were facts, and they believed you, and they all started repeating it and attacking these people and bombarding their channels and sending them messages and going to their Facebook and doxing their relatives. And
are the same exact people who got on the internet and was like, hey, everyone, look at the Kylie Rodney case. Everyone needs to speculate. Everyone speculate. Everyone give your opinion. Everyone give clues.
Do you ever remember anyone from the Rodney family saying, hey, all you internet sleuths, we want you to speculate about our missing child? And like, come up with some Scooby-Doo episodes that maybe where it might be, you know. It could, you reckon it's tied in with that underlying conspiracy that's built, that the Google global mapping system's built on top of. It was designed to confuse everybody. No, that's not what happened, Ryan. They held up a flyer with a picture of their 16-year-old daughter on it and said, if you've seen her or you have any information, please call the Truckee police. End of subject. Period. Hard stop. All the internet bullshit was just a nightmare that they didn't ask for.
Why, when I speculate, I'm in court?
Because you didn't speculate. You stated. Speculating, Ryan, is, I think maybe, could have been, possibly, allegedly, maybe. Not, oh, crack squad, we got them on the run now. We got them worried. The police are probably watching this right now. They're probably scared. No alleged. No, I think. Just Ryan's facts. And then there's people still repeating it today. As recent as 3 days ago. It's never going to stop for them because of what you did.
For speculating. Because I was someone speculating who isn't distracted. That's why. Now, when all this shit was going down, and they were telling everyone, speculate, it was the same time all these Google Earth.
I want to be clear. Nobody asked anyone to speculate about a goddamn thing, simpleton. Jesus Christ. How do you guys take him serious and worship him and shit when he's this fucking stupid? There is nothing more dangerous than somebody that's dumber than dog shit, but thinks they're smarter than everyone. That's a hell of a combination.
Earth callers were running from the police. We still really don't know why they were.
This is another one. Ryan has a history of conflating things and then building theories on top of the conflation. And he's going to do that right here. This is a perfect example. I got to back it up a twinge to shut my mouth so you can hear it. Hold on. It's just hard. This is hard to listen to. It's so whacked.
We still really don't know why they were running from the police. Every news clip that I've looked up about it was running from the police. This shit was going down, and they were telling everyone, speculate, speculate. It was the same time all these Google Earth callers were running from the police.
Now, I want you to listen to what he said. Okay. He said it was the same time all these Google Earth cars were running from the police. Ryan, that never happened. That never happened, Ryan.
We still really don't know why they were running from the police. Every news clip
Notice he keeps saying they.
that I've looked up about it, when they asked the people, why'd you run? They said, because I'm scared.
And he said, when they asked the people, why did you run? They said, because I'm scared. So he says there's all these Google streetcars running from the police. And when all the people in Google cars running from the police were asked why they ran, they all said that they were scared. And when you hear the truth about this, it's going to piss you off. Because this is just the perfect example of him conflating things and then building a theory on the conflation and then believing it as though it's true and calling it a fact and a clue.
Right now, a driver with a Florida license is in jail in Indiana. He's accused of driving more than 100 miles per hour.
It wasn't just any car he was in, though. He was apparently driving one of those Google Street View cars. Look at this.
It was one guy who quit his job, was supposed to turn the car in, didn't turn it in, was obviously probably having some issues with drugs or something, because Google just hired people like, you know, you would fill out an application. Yep, I got a license. Yep, I got insurance. Yep, I got a good driving record. And they say, here, drive this car up and down every street. They don't have to do anything. There's a camera on the top that's taking a 360-degree photo, and their job is just to drive the car up and down all the streets, and they got paid like $11 an hour. And one of them, not they, Ryan. There was no they. There were no people in Google cars running from the cops. There was one guy, who was on drugs and flipped out and was just doing stupid shit. It had nothing to do with Google and everything to do with the employee that was flipping out. You simpleton. And it wasn't the same time. It was months later.
Car wound up getting stuck in a creek. They say the driver ran a red light, tried to go around a closure on a bridge, but then lost control. He drove through a yard, landing in this creek. Police say he admitted he was apparently scared to stop.
Now, did you hear the word they, them, plural, more, anything? No, one person. But he's going to go on to add this to his theory in the belief that it was several people.
What are you scared of? Your job is working for Google, and it's to map the United States. What are you scared of? What if, this is for entertainment purposes. What if
he was scared to stop because he didn't want to go to jail? Because he probably had drugs on him. He was probably stoned out of his gourd. And he wasn't even supposed to be driving the car. Google had terminated him. And that's what he was scared of. He wasn't scared of the underlying theory designed to confuse everyone that's smart.
it ain't what you think it is? What if Google Earth is a communication system that you can't read?
So because he grossly exaggerated and turned one nut job having a nutty day in his work car into several people in their work cars, all running from the police, all saying they were scared. He's used that as a clue to mold that there's a secret underground subsystem in the Google Earth app that you're not allowed to see.
Because you don't know how to read it. All right, so back to the Google Earth cars. So you see these Google Earth cars running from the police.
You see what I mean? The Crack Squad, does it bother you guys a little bit that he lies to you? He's still saying cars. It was one car, one guy.
And running off the road, and they're jumping out of the car, they're trying to run away, and then the cops like, what are you doing? They're like, we're scared. And the cops are like, of what? And they're like, I don't know.
It was, I'm scared, not we're scared. They didn't jump out of the car. He jumped out of the car.
It's this weird fucking standoff, right? So during this whole Kylie Rodney thing,
A weird standoff. What was weird about the standoff?
I was like, why are the people covering this shit? Like, oddly enough, like talking in some weird fucking code, right? What the fuck is that all about? So I get on Google Earth and I start going around the campground, just kind of looking to see what the place looked like. And I noticed, I was like, why is this one road that obviously is a very nice paved road, nice neighborhood, the Google Earth car just stopped? That was weird. Anyway, the Google Earth car just stops. And it's like, why didn't it continue going down this road? Well, right off the interstate at this road where the Google Earth car just stops for no reason, if you look to the right, there is graffiti on this electrical box spray painted that is insanely out of place. This book talks about out of place, odd font words used as codes right in front of your face. So I see it. I type it in. But I'm going to walk you through exactly how I got there so there's no discrepancies. So, here's this campground where this little girl went missing, right? And I was like, hey, this shit seems weird. And I ended up in court, right? Well, the Google Earth car.
That's the only reason they took him to court. Because he said it looked weird. You sound like one of those people that run from the police. The police, you know, like, okay, they rob a bank. Okay. They hurl a steel object at someone that puts a hole in them after making a loud noise, right? They run over somebody going through an intersection. They run from the police for 2 hours, crash into multiple parked cars, and the police finally catch them. And they go, but I didn't do nothing. And they tell all their friends, I got arrested for no reason. Are you guys finding this is difficult?
Or for whatever reason, chose not to go down these two roads that lead directly to the campground. All right, so you go here, click it, let it zoom in.
We got to back this up for a second, okay? You guys got to absorb what it is he's saying here, because it just shows you the level of insanity and conflation that he's lying and then building on the lie to then connect the lie to another conflation. Let me back it up just a touch. All right.
shit seems weird, and I ended up in court, right? Well, the Google Earth car, for whatever reason, chose not to go down these 2 roads that lead directly to the campground. All right, so you go here, click it, let it zoom in, turn this mug around. Can you see? Yeah. Turn this mug around. You see that electrical unit right here? Yeah. You'll see that it says KOA.
Now, before we get to this part, did you guys catch the conflation? He says the Google cars just stopped going down this street for whatever reason. Okay. One, it's where I live, only about 60% of the roads are Google Street View. County roads that don't have hardly any addresses on them they don't bother. There's thousands of roads out in the county that aren't Street View available. Thousands all over this country. It's not for whatever reason. It's the reason they did the mapping is so you could find addresses to sell it to to door-to-door salesmen, to e-retailers, to all that kind of thing. It's a business model. It's not intended for you to just be able to look at every road online. So if there's no addresses or no destination on some county road out in the middle of nowhere, they don't waste the resources to drive a Street View car down it. But that's not the case here. I just wonder how many people caught the conflation here. This isn't a street. It's the driveway into a goddamn apartment complex. So Google didn't just stop going down a street for whatever reason. It stopped at the driveway of an apartment complex. And in that apartment complex, he's going to see some graffiti that a kid scribbled on a fucking electric union box.
Yeah. You'll see that it says KOAZEMTK. So what you do is you go to your search bar, you type in KOAZEMTK, enter. It goes directly to a SEC GOV website.
There's another conflation. It doesn't go directly to that website. As you can see, he typed those letters into a Google search bar. And the way the Google search engine works is it looks for documents that have those letters in it as close to possible as the way you search them. That's why when they tell you to search for something, you type exactly what it is you're searching for. If you're searching for, a particular book, you type in like a known passage from the book or the exact title of the book or something, right? You can take any series of numbers and letters in any order and type them into a Google search, and it will return hundreds of documents that have those words in it somewhere, that have those letters in it somewhere. And the one that's closest to what you type will be the top one, and it'll go down from there. It's not going directly. That graffiti he typed in doesn't go directly to that website. That's untrue. Google located a document on the internet that has those letters on it somewhere. And when you see what it is, you'll completely understand why Google returned that page when he typed those letters into a search bar. See, he doesn't know how Google search works. So he's lying to himself and lying to his audience, claiming that it takes you directly to that website. As you can see, he's clicked on it before the video. And so it could have been way down the page as far as we know. He clicked on it once. Now it's the top one because that's the one he chose first.
And when you click it, it's insurance claims on people.
It's not insurance claims on people. It's insurance automobile damage claims on people. So, got a question for you. For you, some of you guys that don't understand how Google search works. If you typed in what he said it was, KOAMETK, into, now you got to understand, he zoomed in on Google Maps near Prosser into the parking lot of an apartment complex and lied and said the road ended there for some reason. Google just stopped going down that road for some reason, and that's a lie. It's actually a parking lot of an apartment complex. Google doesn't do that. They go down streets. They don't go through parking lots. And he zoomed in and he found where some kids drew a name on a goddamn electric junction box. And he typed those letters into Google search, KOAMETK. That may not be exactly it, but for example, and Google said, okay, let me see if I can find a document that contains all those letters. Well, this document is multiple insurance claims, probably for like a hail damage situation or something like that, where all these people made claims, and it's automobile VIN numbers, license numbers, and the people's addresses. So do you think that the letters MOAMETK would appear on a page full of VIN numbers, license numbers, and addresses? Well, of course it would. That's probably in one of them automobiles' VIN number. It's probably like, RTW 18736285 MOATEK 68943. An automotive VIN number. For example, it didn't take him directly to a web page associated with those letters. It took him to a web page that had those letters on it. It just happens to be a bunch of car VINs and license plates. Now watch him do some more conflation. He's about to do more conflation. As you can see, his first words that came out of his mouth, look at all these insurance claims, and he's scrolling down. Keep that in mind. Meaning it's more than one, right? There are multiple on this page. Watch what he does. Another conflation.
From the Great American Insurance Company. Yeah, but it
like that's something. GAI Insurance. Been around since the 40s.
Down in there. There's an address on here, right?
There's an address on here. There's another conflation. There's multiple addresses on that page. Multiple addresses on that page. Not just one, but multiple. Bear that in mind.
Address is 1110 North Main, Goshen, Indiana. So when I use that same exact address, I'm going to show you again. When you use that same exact address, it still has to do with Google Earth, like heckin' hiding type shit. Watch this.
So what he's telling you, I want you guys to keep along with the Scooby-Doo episode. Okay. Shaggy has called, the gang, and they got a clue. And the clue is they found some graffiti scribbled on a electronic transfer box by some kids in an apartment complex. And they've typed that into a Google search bar, and it just happened to find those same letters on a document full of VIN numbers, license numbers, and addresses. And he scrolled down through them addresses and clicked on them until he found one that he could turn into some kind of bullshit. So far. And here's the conspiracy. He's insinuating that Google Earth Inc. has an underlying system that's built under the Google Earth platform that's designed to confuse smart people like him that are figuring things out. And that this address is going to take him to where they're doing that even more.
So, 1110 North Main Street, Goshen, Indiana. Right? Goes to this place right here. Click this little button. Go to the dead end at the back parking lot. Click it. Go to the end.
Now, what do you think just happened there? Those of you that know how Google Maps work, put it in the chat. What do you think just happened right there? You saw he scrolled forward once in the Google Street View mode, and it went from an old photo to a new photo. What do you think happened? So Austin Reacts says dead end. No, sorry, wrong. Harlow Blance's update, bingo. So let me explain to you how Google Maps works, Crack Squad. Google Street View and Google Satellite View are a series of high definition photos all stitched together to make one large high definition photo of the entire Earth's surface and all the streets. Those photos are not all taken at the same time. Those photos are not all taken at the same time. I'll give you an example. When we bought this property here, where my garage sits, there was a house there that we had to tear down. It was in too bad a shape. We had to just tear it down, fill in the foundation. And 7 or 8 years later, I built the garage. 2 years later, I built an addition onto the garage. And 3 years later, I built an addition onto the back of the house that married it all together. Okay, you with me? Now, you could go to Google Satellite View and see all that. The garage was there. The addition on the house was there. And the addition on the back of the shop was there that connects it all together. But from Street View, that house we tore down was still sitting there. There was 7 years difference in those photos. 7 years. Even today, right now, the main highway gets updated with a Street View car about once every 3 years. All of the state highways and interstate highways. They stay on top of those pretty good. But the side streets, mine, the street that I'm on, and I think it's because it's industrial and that's where the state store is. There's 4 auto shops on this street. There's a state liquor store on this street. There's a carry out on this street. There's a construction company. There's a county, or there's a township meeting building. So it's a busy spot. It's updated, okay, right along with the highway. So it seems like about every time they go down the highway now, they'll come down this side of town. On the other side of the highway, there's a brand new fire station over there. They've tore down 4 houses and put a fire station there. But if you go on the other side of that in Street View, the houses are still there. There's no fire station. It's like 8 years old, but on this side of the highway, it's current. That happens all over this country. And what you're going to see here is that the reason why Google Street View came back and updated this one spot is you're going to see there's a big, brand new, looks like some kind of a medical facility that was built. So, of course, they're going to want to add that new address. So they'll go back and run the car to update that only. And that's what he's seeing. And he thinks it's one of the clues designed to confuse you, so that smart people like him don't crack the case. You know, those pesky kids, those meddling kids, crack the case.
Just like before. Now, did you notice anything? Look. So if this is apparently from 2021, obviously this picture is not from 2021. There's nothing even near a 2021 car
now,
in the entire.
He just hornswoggled you low IQ simpletons again. Where it said 2021, he's on the new side of the photo. Where the old cars are at, he's on the old side of the photo, and the 21, you don't see the 21 no more. Listen to me, Crack Squad. Hey, Wade Deaver. The reason why Ryan does this, because he knows you're so goddamn stupid. You'd never catch his lies, and you would believe it. Same thing for you, Eismick. He does this because he knows you're just an absolute dumb shit. All of Crack Squad, every single one of you, he sees you guys as useful idiots that he can lie to at will because he knows you're too goddamn stupid to ever figure out he's lying to you. He has been lying to you dipshits through this whole thing, doing a bunch of fucking trickery shit, trying to get you guys to believe there's some underlying conspiracy where there isn't a damn thing other than his bullshit. It doesn't say 2021 where the old cars are. It says 2021 on the new side of the photo that they updated because a new medical facility was built. You'll see. Just letting you know. He thinks you're stupid. That's why he does this. And you guys worship him like he's fucking infallible. And he thinks you're stupid.
Parking lot, right? Now look, you notice there's another arrow underneath this arrow, like kind of masked underneath it. Now watch this. See this building in the back?
It's just a stitching shadow where the photos are stitched together.
Background, it's a church, right? Okay. Now watch, when I click this, it's going to transform this church, whatever the fuck this place is, into something that it's not right here. This picture is covering something up. Because the...
Now, notice how... Now, why do you think Google went back and updated that? That's probably got 10 addresses added there. in a big new building. But I just want you to know he just hornswoggled you another time right there. Another one of his little conflated little, I'll call them Easter eggs that he drops all over the place. So he just dropped another little Easter egg on you because he knows you're too stupid to ever notice it. But you'll like subliminally absorb it. He says, wherever this place is, well, he knows where it's at. It's right at the front road of heading into the Prosser family campground. He knows exactly where. It's not wherever it's at. It's right there. Yeah. Whoo, crack squad. This has got to embarrass you simpletons. Hey, Captain Kurt, does this embarrass you a little bit? I mean, come on. It's got to embarrass you just a little fucking bit. That you think he's a god. And he's sitting here just saying this stupid, ridiculous horse shit.
The whole fucking thing transforms. There's all your new cars. There's the new parking lot. There's a new addition to the building. It makes no sense, by the way.
Picture taken 10 years ago by Street View. And a picture taken. Oh, I lost my spot. Hold on. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, if it almost spilled again. You just hit that the wrong way and it does that. All them Google cars. That one Google car. The Google cars quit going down this street because it ended at a parking lot. Look, this graffiti takes me directly to this website. This book that he did the same thing with that book, just invented a bunch of clues in it that aren't there. And if you read the comments under that video, it'll frighten you. I swear to God, he could tell these people that he made some Kool-Aid that'll give them the ability to fly, and they would all drink it. They would line up to drink it. All right. They would line up to drink it.
Go to the end, just like before. Now, did you notice anything? Look. So if this is apparently from 2021, obviously this picture is not from 2021. There's nothing even near a 2021 car in the entire parking lot, right? Now look, you notice there's another arrow underneath this arrow, like kind of masked underneath it. Now watch this. You see this building in the background? It's a church, right? Okay. Now watch, when I click this, it's going to transform this church, whatever the fuck this place is, into something that it's not right here. This picture is covering something up because the whole fucking thing transforms. There's all your new cars. There's the new parking lot. There's a new addition to the building. It makes no sense, by the way, based on that one. But it says, once again, it's from 2021.
Now, you see what he did there? This is why I'm struggling with wondering, is he trolling his own fans and sitting back and laughing at them? Like, is he that deviant that he blows a bunch of smoke up their ass? And he goes and reads those comments of them all telling him how brilliant he is and how intelligent he is and how it's just so awesome that he found all these clues. And he's sitting there laughing at them, smoking a cigar with his feet propped up like, you know, the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. And he's just yucking it up. Or does he really believe this shit? Because I'm still torn, because he knew to drag that down real quick where it says 2021, try to convince Crack Squad the old parking lot says 2021 and it don't. I went to it directly myself. So he purposely did that to mislead him. So does he believe it or is he trolling him? Both are bad because he's getting sued over it for a lot of money and he's going to lose. But why? Well, because he thinks they're stupid. And he's right. They are stupid. He is right about that. They are incredibly stupid.
That cannot be. So during all this, two people that are involved in this girl that went missing or whatever, and where I found the electrical unit and where I found the insurance thing, where we just went to that church that looks like it was totally rebuilt or built around or whatever. Two people on YouTube that are these really weird YouTubers kept giving me fucking problems. And they're actually in this lawsuit, right? They have these really...
The two YouTubers he's talking about that gave him problems are in that lawsuit. Well, one of them is Kylie Ross's father, who had to send the police to Ryan's house to force him to take his minor child's name, address, and image the fuck down. And Ryan argued with him. I want you to wrap your mind around that. Ryan went and got a minor child's social media by having someone else he knew that was underage get on their Facebook because an adult has no access to it. And he copied all of this minor child's photos and then posted it along with where she went to school, where she had a part-time job, and where her father worked, and their phone number, their address, and a picture of their house. And Crack Squad went directly after him. So yeah, they're on that lawsuit. They're a character witness for the Rodney family. The other person on that lawsuit was Kylie Rodney's grandfather, who Ryan doxed and slandered ad nauseum. And then him on his little live panel laughed and tee-heed live at her grandfather in tears while the car was being winched up out of the water, saying it was all fake and he was acting and they were fake tears. And yeah, that's the two people he's talking about.
Weird fucking names. And when you rearrange the letters, it makes a sentence. It says, ask your man to sell me a kid. And I was like, what the fuck?
Ask your man to sell me a kid. No, you said it said, I sell kids. Lick me. So now he's even changing what he claims it unscrambled to say. But you had to misspell the word sell. And you had to use the letter C. Just unreal. Whew.
I shit you not. Less than a month later, it comes out on the internet that the dude who runs the AWP thing apparently was into some weird pedo shit. It's all over the internet.
There's another conflation. It's not over the wasn't all over the internet that the AWP guy was into some weird pedo stuff, Ryan. That's not what happened. A cousin came forward and said that when they were children, and he was also a child, there was inappropriate touching that went on 35 some years ago when they were all children. And there was an adult involved and messing with all the kids in that family, him included. This one adult person that was way older than all of them, they were all children in school-age children. And the cousin was blaming him, and I feel it was the typical jealousy. He's got money, I want some of it, that sort of thing. And she decided to come forward after 35 years saying, we played doctor and he took it too far. Not making excuses for any of it, but I'm telling you, what he's trying to claim is that this guy is like into children is a lie. That's not true. You're not the P word if when you were a child, you and another child played doctor. And now you're an adult and you're married and you got kids. Oh. The conflation never ends with this guy. That was the accusation. I think it was all dropped, as far as I know, or he appealed it or something, like, because he was a minor too. He was a minor himself when this happened. He was just like a couple years older than her. But all the kids were involved with this one adult that was doing it. That I don't know if they ever disclosed who the adult was, but that was the story. From other family members even said that that's what happened, that they were all involved in this, him included, as a child. And Ryan wants to connect that to this made up theory he has that a girl named Kylie Rodney that never really existed was trafficked by Xaname and Ickadmel.
Internet, and then everyone who's on AWP quits.
Now look how he's trying to make that into something weird. And everybody on AWP quits. You know why they all quit. He was being charged with a sex crime. The owner of Adventures with Purpose was being charged with a sex crime from 30 years ago. And they couldn't be associated with that anymore professionally. So very naturally, they all quit. Not a damn thing unusual about that. But that is an incident that is so far removed from them finding Kylie Rodney's car because they're sonar experts. They're two completely different things. 30 years ago, some kids played doctor. One of them came forward and told. Adventures with Purpose had a bunch of guys that took scuba diving classes and familiarized herself with reading side sonar. And we're making monetized YouTube videos to pay for the expenses to travel around the country and find missing people in the water. And they did. They found a bunch. They found a lot of missing people in the water because it's very common.
So why am I in court again? Oh, that's right. I'm in court spending hundreds of thousands of dollars because I have my own opinion about this.
It would have been fine if it would have been your opinion, Ryan, but you didn't state it as an opinion. That's where the problem is. I'm sure your attorney's already told you that. You just want to lie to Crack Squad some more. Get everybody to feel sorry for you. You're the victim of the Rodney family now. Is that where this is going to go? The same way you're now a victim of Adam Calhoun, a man that never had anything but good things to say about you publicly. I have a challenge out there right now that there isn't a single person, including you, that can come forward showing proof that Adam Calhoun ever said a negative word about Ryan Upchurch publicly anywhere ever. And I'll bet you none of them will ever come forward with something. There are no diss tracks. But so Ryan flips on his camera and Adam Calhoun becomes another victim of his YouTube channel to go along with Luke Combs, Chase Matthews, Morgan Wallen, Heavy Duty Country, just on and on and on. The list is a mile long. And now Ryan's a victim of Adam because Adam finally spoke up and defended himself against not Creek Squad. He defended himself against Crack Squad. And he said he had no use for the Crack Squad sect of Creek Squad. The shit bags that are out here attacking everybody that Ryan has a problem with. Or anybody that criticizes Ryan.
Public TV show that's just there for entertainment.
Where is he getting this public TV show shit? Public what?
Yet
That's another one to, hey, Grandpa Rodney, there's another one to add to the long list. He's saying that you guys were putting on a public TV show. Because precious Kylie made a wrong turn. Now he's saying that you guys it was a TV show.
Finding all this shit. Okay, sure. And you know, this has been going on so long and I'm sick of it, so.
But yet, see what I mean? There's another one of them conflations. Poor victim Ryan. This Rodney family just won't leave me alone. You know it's the exact opposite, right, Crack Squad? You know it's the exact opposite, right? That Ryan won't leave them alone. They asked him about 6 times to shut his pie hole. So now they're suing his ass. And he still won't shut up about it. About once a month or about once every 6 weeks, he slanders them again and makes a mockery, an absolute mockery of their child's life and legacy.
I'm about to subpoena somebody. I'm about to subpoena Doug Bishop because Doug Bishop came to my house and told me that he was scared.
Just another dumb hick. Doug Bishop's about as smart as Ryan. After I heard that guy talk and claim that he was a mechanic because he towed cars, like that would make you a mechanic somehow, towing a car. And he had no fucking clue. Here it is, a guy that tows cars. In my opinion, if you actually towed cars on any level at all, you would know that every automatic transmission in the fucking world, from a semi to a fucking Cushman, will free roll in neutral, first gear, second gear, third gear, reverse, when the engine's not running. Every gear is neutral when the engine's off. And he didn't even know that. But claimed to be this highly experienced tow truck driver that meant he was an automotive expert because he winched cars up onto a flatbed. That made him an automotive expert. Enough to discount somebody with 40 some years in the business hands on. And the certificates to back it up. I was actually a service manager of a Honda dealership. Twice. 4 years the first time, 3 years the second time. But he knew more because he towed a truck one time. So he's just another dumb hick. His opinion has the same value as Ryan's.
And I had 8 other people there as witnesses. You know what he said? He said, bro, I'm scared. And we're like, why?
I bet he did.
He's like, because this involves way, way higher ups in the government. I thought he was joking, right?
So here's the conspiracy. Some people way, way, way higher up in the government are working in conjunction with Google to build an underlying or underlaid system that's designed to confuse the smart people that can figure out what's going on, and they're typing secret coded messages in graffiti letters on the side of electronic junction boxes in apartment complexes with chalk. And then they're hiding addresses where there's a clue that Google's up to some flim flam on an insurance document with multiple automotive insurance claims. And the people higher up in the government then conspired with the Rodney family to fake having a child. And then they went and got a girl they went and got an actual girl, since Kylie was fake, named Kylie Ross. And I'm not sure how they did the body. But anyway, they faked it, all of this, so her parents could scam $13,000 of GoFundMe money from a GoFundMe account that had nothing to do with them at all in any way, shape, or form. That GoFundMe account was set up by some lady who was using the money to buy food and supplies for the volunteers that were searching. It had nothing to do with the Kylie Rodney family. They weren't associated with that GoFundMe at all. And he thinks that there's some conspiracy, this huge conspiracy, and the motive for this, higher ups in the government and Google spending all this time and effort to build all this trickery in their mapping system, so her parents could get $13,000. And that's his conspiracy. Let him fucking pupils.
Well, apparently he ain't joking, according to him. So I guess we'll find out when we subpoena him to court, because I'm sick of dealing with this shit. You know, speaking on the higher ups that he was.
Oh, he's so sick of dealing with it. That's why he brings it up every month. This punk has used the controversy he created to promote himself, to get people to look at his channel so they know that he released a new song and they'll go buy it maybe. You know, this is something that Crack Squad forgets. They have a false sense of fame with Ryan. They think Ryan's like this world famous person, and everybody's just laying around with their tongue hanging out, waiting on him to release a record. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. I'll bet you I could go around and interview 100 people, and I'll bet you less than 4% of them ever even heard of Ryan. Secondly, the only way Ryan's audience would know, his followers, his supporters, the people that would buy his music, how would they know he released a new song? Let's say Ryan released a new record tomorrow. How would a fan know that happened? His YouTube channel. That's it. That's how they would know. So he continually tries to create a bunch of drama at the expense of other people. So people will go to his YouTube channel and get his record. And that number of people that will go to his YouTube channel now has dwindled down to a pretty dismal amount. But it's sad to know that he does that at other people's expense.
Is talking about. I find it weird that not long after he told me that, Nancy Pelosi and her husband get attacked by this fat hillbilly dude with a hammer.
Make it make sense. It wasn't right after that. It was like the next spring. And how is that? A lot of things happened. A car crashed on the freeway after that. A house burnt down after that. A bomb went off in Saudi Arabia. An airplane tire went flat. Someone wrecked their Hellcat. A guy fell off a dirt bike. A man and a woman got divorced. A gang shot a guy in Chicago. A dog got hit by a car. A cat had kittens. And Nancy Pelosi's husband, not Nancy and her husband, but just Nancy Pelosi's husband, was attacked by a guy he had brought to the house many, many times. And the rumor is the dude was a gay prostitute. And he was trying to extort money out of him. But how is he even making that connection? So let's bring you up to speed, Crack Squad. Here's what Ryan discovered. Google Earth has a built-in system that runs underneath the Google Earth platform, and that system is designed to confuse people as smart as him when they start to figure things out. And they leave special coded messages written in chalk graffiti on green power distribution boxes in apartment complexes where Google streets don't go. And when you type those numbers into Google, it takes you directly to some insurance document where there's an address, and that address will take you to a parking lot where one side of the parking lot's an old Google Street image, and the other side of the parking lot is a new Google Street image because they built a new, looks to me like it's some kind of a medical facility. And there's higher ups in the government, and Nancy Pelosi's husband was hit with a hammer. And the Kylie Rodney family won't leave him alone. Like, we don't even need to see this. This is so stupid. It's not even remotely related in any way, shape, or form. It was months later, and it has no connection at all. If I stub my toe that day, is that a clue?
Where's their Secret Service? Yeah, we all know what just happened recently. And also, in the interrogation to this shit, the very first fucking question they want is, what is my name, age, occupation, and education level?
Okay, well, the education level would prove that you should have known better. If you have no education at all, maybe you're just dumber than dog shit, and some of it can be excused. But if you were taught how to read and write and spell, and you were smart enough to figure those things out, then you know goddamn well some guy hitting Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer 4 months after a girl makes a wrong turn and drives into the water aren't associated with each other. Maybe.
You're suing me for fucking slander. Why the fuck do you want to know my education level? Really, think about that. Man, fuck this guy. He's slandering me. Interrogation. What's your IQ? I have an opinion on a TV show. That's the first fucking thing.
Where in the fuck did this TV show shit come? This is the first time I'm hearing him call it a TV show. Where is he getting this from?
I want to know my education level. Does that even sound like it makes sense to you? What did Alex Jones say about the Pizzagate shit? He said they're talking with code words that involve food.
Did you hear what he said? He said, you hear what Alex Jones said about the Pizzagate stuff? Hey, Ryan. Alex Jones got sued for $800 billion for saying that. Wonder how much the jury's going to award the Rodney family. Alex Jones, Ryan, was sued for $800 billion for doing what you are doing. And the reason the jury awarded $800 billion is because they don't ever want him to ever have money again. All future earnings belong to those children. The parents of those very real children that he said were fake. You know how you said Kylie Rodney was fake and she was really a girl named Callie? Well, Alex Jones said the kids killed at Sandy Hook were fake. And it was all a big put on. So I just wonder what a jury in the same state, one county over, I wonder what that jury's going to award those parents. You running around saying their precious child that died, the worst thing that can happen to someone, lose a child. I wonder what a jury's going to award them. The Alex Jones reference is spot on there, buddy. You both did the same thing. You're right.
Yeah.
Stupid ass book.
Okay. During this whole Kylie Rodney thing, when I was like, these toxicology reports look fucking weird, right? One of the people on YouTube telling everyone about the toxicology reports got fucking destroyed on the internet. You know why?
Now, I want you to listen to this conflation again. Another conflation. He's saying one of the guys that was talking about the toxicology report. That's what he's saying here. One of the guys talking about the Kylie Rodney's
did autopsy pictures of kids.
A YouTuber charging people to look at autopsy photos of Gannon Staub, the 11-year-old boy murdered in Colorado.
Now, see, he tries to claim that this kid is somehow tied to the Kylie Rodney case, and it's not even, there's no association at all. This kid's family owned a morgue. and he was taking necrophilia pictures down in the morgue when they were doing autopsies or embalming bodies, rather, and selling them to people on the dark web because there's people that are into that. And he's trying to tie it to the Kylie Rodney case simply because this kid had a YouTube channel. Just more conflation. Another invented clue. There's what? I would say 100 million YouTube channels. Maybe more. I think there's probably more. I haven't looked in a long time. I'll bet it's a couple 100 million. And because one of those couple 100 million people was arrested for selling necrophilia photos, well, that surely is tied to the Kylie Rodney case. So there you go, Grandpa Rodney. There's more. Now he's trying to claim that you guys are involved with this dude. That a year later was arrested for something unrelated.
By his stepmom. Outrage over this issue is growing.
So he tried to connect Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked by his gay prostitute. And he just tried to connect some random YouTuber that got arrested for selling necrophilia photos on the dark web to the Kylie Rodney family. That's also connected with this underground system that's running underneath the Google Earth platform that's designed to confuse people as smart as him when he starts finding his clues. Because he's so important. Well, you know, he's Elvis. So, of course he's important. I mean, they sold out a 300-seat bar the other day. And he's really fucking important.
Welcome
Bruh.
to
Yeah, but that's all for this video. If you want to make America Realistic video 3, let me know in the comments.
Oh, please do. Please make it. Do you guys hope he does that? Do you guys hope he makes it? Scooby-Doo episode 4. Scooby-Doo and Upchurch 2 episode 4. I'll get to some of you guys' comments here. I don't want to be on here too late, 2 nights in a row. Oh, I'm going to take me a bike ride tomorrow. Hooking up with my buddies. We're going to take a cruise. So what are they covering up again? I don't know. Surely you're not. Well, God help you if you are. Isn't that some of the saddest shit you've ever seen? How many of you went over there and looked at some of the comments under that video and started to get sick? Knowing that these people are going to inherit the government and the jobs and the, you know, these are the people that are going to be building our bridges and highways and houses and shit in 20 years. Isn't that scary? Oh, Ryan, you're so smart. Oh my gosh. That is exactly what a cult is. It's a cult. Crack Squad's a cult, for sure. The Adam Calhoun thing's an example. There they are. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, Adam rocks, man. Yeah, he's cool. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I really like that song, Die Tonight. Da, 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 da. Man, that shit hits hard, man. Da, 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 da. Ryan flips on his camera, slanders Adam, and one by one, every single fucking one of them fell in line and did it too. Just like Simon Says. They did the same thing with this. Every damn one of them went after his anime. Every damn one of them was jumping all over Kylie Ross's dad's Instagram, and just every time I think about it, I just get pissed. What do you guys think? You think he's just completely stupid, or he's purposely trolling Crack Squad because he knows they're stupid? It's a transformer building. The aliens live there, Ryan. The Nephians built it. I think he might be trolling. See, there's these little clues, like him purposely dragging the arrow back down until it popped over onto the new 2021 photo, but then leading Crack Squad to believe the old parking lot photo was the 2021 photo. I mean, he did that intentionally. Or the little conflations that he does, like all these YouTube cars and all these people running from the police and all these people saying they were scared when it was just one dude. It was just one guy, one Google car. They had 200 of them cars. One of the guys driving them did a little bit too much shrooms or something. Anyway, or how about the Google street cars stopped going down this street for whatever reason? And the truth is, it's because the street led right into a parking lot. Or look, it took me directly to this website. No, it didn't. You put it in a search bar, and Google searched for those letters and found those letters on an insurance document. And then you picked a random address out of the hundreds of addresses on that document and claimed that led to a clue that Google was doing some flim-flam because there's an old picture on one side and a new picture on the other side of a parking lot because there's a brand new, looks to me to be a health facility built. And the new building bots. I love it. You imagine if NBC would have interviewed Ryan live. Okay. Imagine if NBC would have came to his house and they'd be like, tell us what you saw, Upchurch. You can't show me proof that Butler, PA even exists. You can't show me proof that water tower is real. I've only been up for 3 days. You can't show me proof that Donald Trump ever existed. That water tower is actually a UFO. And it came to take the 80,000 kids that are missing from a town with a population of 11,000 back to Mars so the Nephians could traffic them to the Rodney family. Don't believe me? Check out this Google Street View. They would have just flipped if they would have interviewed him live, man. That would have been amazing. That would have been something to see. Great big pupils. Yeah. I found out who they are. They are the people wrecking all these cars. They are. Woo! How do you take him serious, Crack Squad? And you people that are supposed to be his friends, like, how are you not going, dude? What are you doing? That's just whacked. Nancy Pelosi's husband gets in a spat with a gay prostitute a year later, and somehow that's connected. A YouTuber, one of the 100 and some million YouTubers, got arrested for something that's surely connected. I'm getting tired of these people suing me. But I'll just keep slandering them once a month for 2 years. Whoo! Oh my goodness. Is that where they're at now? Florida. That's probably it. He probably got a hold of some of that Florida weed. There you go. Some of them are okay. I mean, he can do a song. I ain't gonna take that from him. One of them is, I would say, maybe even a little better, but nothing spectacular. They're easy songs. The audio ain't as good, not even close. It sounds like a kid recorded it. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what me and my wife were talking about. Is he going to say I'm totally crazy? Look, I'll show you proof. I'll show you proof I'm a nut job. Watch this video. Very well could be. I'm not responsible for the words that come out of my mouth because I'm completely nuts. Oh my God. That book, all the shit he conflated from shit in that book. He's trying to say that church is really, the word church is really referring to him. And, and he's added words between the lines that ain't there and then called it a clue. And Crack Squad's like, oh, so amazing. He could do that with a milk carton, Crack Squad. He could literally turn a milk carton around and claim the words on the back of the milk carton are encoded and it's a message about him. Because it's exactly what he did with that book that I would guess is probably someone's own little play they wrote. It's probably someone's play they wrote. That's why there's no copies of it nowhere, because one person wrote it and it's probably a play or something they were writing. So yeah, he could plead insanity. He'd get away with it. You're right, he would. But see, I don't think you can do civil court is different. Civil court's like the wild, wild west. Okay. You don't have to prove nothing in civil court. All you got to do is make the jury feel sorry for you. You don't have to prove shit. Like in a criminal court, you got to prove stuff. Civil, no. You just got to make the jury feel sorry for you. All you got to do is just get the jury on your side. You think the jury will be on the Rodney family side? Or you think they'll have pity for Ryan? Given how just mean-spirited he's been for the last 2 years. I mean, I'm sure the jury is just going to look at that video of him telling people to pee on his mom's grave. They're going to love that. I would certainly want to check. Let me tell you one thing I know for certain. I want to tell you something I know for certain after being on this planet for 6 decades. Women cheat. A very high percentage of women cheat. And the prettier they are, God damn, I'm tongue-tied, the more likely, because they got guys hitting on them day in and day out, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If they have like an Instagram account, like, it was a little tougher back in the old days, because the only time a woman would have contact with men would be to like leave the house and like go somewhere where men are, like work, bar, church, grocery store, wherever. But today, all they got to do is have an Instagram account. And they've got men all over the world sending them messages. And there are a shit ton of fairly well-to-do, nerdy dudes who can't get a woman on their own merit. And they slobber all over them Instagram girls and promise them, send them expensive gifts, send them money, and eventually they get a piece of tail out of the deal. Some of them never get any, but a lot of times they probably end up getting a piece of tail. I wish I could remember the name of the channel, but there's a channel where this girl was an Instagram model, and this like total incel that inherited a bunch of money and then invested it in Bitcoin and became extremely wealthy. He convinced this girl that's like was pretty hot to be his girlfriend, because he's got all this money and he kept buying her gifts. He bought her cars and expensive purses and $200,000 shoes and all this shit. So she flew here. She came to the United States from another, I think Canada maybe, or Sweden. And she's living with him in an apartment in New York. And all they do is fight all day. There's been like 20 domestic violence calls to the apartment. It's a YouTube channel. I wish I could remember the name of it. But anyway, one thing I learned is women cheat big time. The average, and there's been studies done, like if you watch the what is it, that podcast where those dudes have them Instagram models on all the time, and those OnlyFans girls, Christ, I can't think of the name of it now. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's where they sit around and talk about modern women. Okay, well, I was watching a clip from that the other day, and there's been 3 studies done, like in-depth studies, like big time serious and in-depth studies done in 3 age groups in 3 different parts of the world, with modern women that have like Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts and are constantly posting selfies and stuff, right? Married or not married, boyfriend or no boyfriend, the overwhelming average is 3 or 4 guys at the same time that they're working or dating. And the guys that are friend zoned, they're backup in case the one they really want don't work out. And these women that tell you, oh, he's just a friend. No, he's not just a friend. He is second choice. And they did this study through interviewing several thousand girls from over like a 4-year period. And I mean, these girls, like the average was like 20 partners. They'd had like 20 partners. And I'm not really blaming the girls. It's like, okay, even a fat, ugly, disgusting girl can walk in a bar and say, I want somebody to do me, and there'll be a taker, sadly. There'll be some simpy incel like Wade Deaver or Eismick or any of them like plebs that could never get a girl in their own merit. They would jump on that. And they'd feel like such a man because they got laid. Whereas a man, an unattractive man, if he was to walk into a bar and say, somebody do me, they'd probably call the cops. You know, women have a massive advantage over that, and they can find somebody to sleep with them if they want to sleep with somebody, like really quickly, very quickly. And so, yes, one thing I've learned is women cheat. And when you break up, like if you're dating a girl and you break up, she is going to run to the arms of some dude she's been talking to all along. I goddamn guarantee you, the first night she won't spend alone. When you break up, she will run into the arms of some dude she's been talking to the entire time you were with her. She'll probably, the minute you break up, she'll probably head straight to their house. And this is they found this to be the most likely scenario based on, you know, a study that they had like 2,000 women from all walks of life that they interviewed and studied over a 3-year period. So it was a very serious study, and it's very accurate. And some girls will admit it and some girls will deny it, but if they're being honest, they'll tell you, yeah, you know, I have guys hit on me all the time. I mean, it's just something that women enjoy because men are hunter gatherers. Men are, you know, aggressive perverts. I mean, men are horny all the time, you know. So girls are always being flirted with. And so the temptation to cheat is very real. And I can promise you that girl didn't spend her time alone while Ryan was with Struggles' kid. You know, so is it his kid? If he's smart, it shouldn't even be insulting to her. She should be willing to do it. If she has nothing to hide, she should say, absolutely, let's do it today. See that? I had a real problem with that drunk in Wisconsin because she was actively cheating on me with some dude that she worked with. And so, you know, and just based on comments she's made and stuff, I wanted to be sure. And, you know, she hired a lawyer and fought me to keep from getting a paternity test. Why would you do that? I hauled them to court twice and was denied a paternity test twice. And she was literally actively cheating on me. She actually went and lived with the guy for a month. I mean, you know, you tell me. If that was me, if I was a woman and I hadn't been with anybody but you and you were accusing me, I'd say, let's go do a test right now, son of a bitch. I'll show you. So, yeah, if Ryan's smart, he'll get a test. I know, yeah, Cashville does need one bad. It's a shame, you know, that you know, being friends with some celebrity that you're dependent on means more to you than your integrity, your character, I don't know. How do you call someone a friend that slandered the dog shit right out of you to several thousand people and then made you sign an NDA preventing you from ever saying anything back or defending yourself? That's my buddy. We're best friends. And he's never walked it back. You forgive people that ask for forgiveness. You don't forgive people that are still doing it. So how does that work? I don't know. You tell me. You wouldn't catch me living that life. That money wouldn't be that important to me. It wouldn't be at all. Yeah. Hit that thumbs up, you guys, man. Let's get these videos pumping. Anyway, I got to get off here, guys. I appreciate you all tuning in. Like I say, go over there and read some of them comments on that video so you can just like realize we're fucked. When these idiots are the ones in charge, we're fucked. Y'all have a good night, man. And, let's just hope no other YouTubers get arrested that he can tie to the Kylie Rodney case. Whoo! Graffiti written in chalk on an apartment complex power box. What an unusual thing.